Yeah, it's my birthday.
Happy
Maybe
birthday,
Bitcoin,
Bitcoin's gonna surprise a lot of people, man.
yeah.
Just look at a sine and cosine wave. That's how I view cycles.
The same fucking feeling people had at 17K. The same feeling people had at 19K. They're gonna do it again, and then they're gonna finally buy.
Boyd had an idea that in the unconscious mind, that money, and perhaps gold in particular, was equivalent to some kind of shit.
That whatever average of that top, right? And then it'll actually do what I think, where I think it's going to be a painful back half of the year. But I think it'll be tempered because you have to consider we're looking at these fractals from 2015 and 2019, and we're using those measured movements between those areas of liquidity. And yes, we're technically in some of the same pockets of time, but not all the time. So, like, in my opinion, if you average the two out, it kind of creates a more tempered version of what's happening between the two, and that's kind of what we're seeing now, right? And it makes more sense. Larger market cap, harder to move, slower with time, but it's volatile because there's so much open interest, right? When it happens, it's going to overextend beyond where people think it'll go, the same way it underextends, and I think people forget just how powerful and swift Bitcoin is and how it makes you really FOMO back in when it happens, bro.
Bitcoin's going to surprise a lot of people, man.
Yeah, but I think, too, that generally I like the thesis where you have the consideration of, we could revisit the bottom, but that bottom is going to be at a different level and it'll be the same thing. Because you do see the pre-halvening years where it's the first half of the year, you're coming off price-based capitulation, maybe you have some time-based capitulation, and then you work your way to kind of rally higher in some kind of, to the mid-range of your, or at least between the mid and the lower logarithmic regression band. And then you will find that both sides just get absolutely demolished. Those who are sidelined, those who are patient, they FOMO in.
I've been there.
Yeah, and then you just get everyone wrecked. But it's not it's not to say it's going to repeat in the same sense where everyone's expecting a COVID crash or something. It's you don't get that all the time. So, and if this is a tempered rally, whereas last time off the fractals prior, you saw a 3x, right? This time we had a 2x, and so there was no blow off top. So let's say we do have some crazy black swan, right, where the liquidity just can't hold up above 25 and we just start capitulating a little bit. I think that still would be tempered because you did 10% off the all-time highs off the bottom from the last cycle lows of the mid-cycle rally. This time we just did a 2x and we went to 30k. So why should we fall 50% from here when we had a pretty tempered rally where not many people are actually in the market still technically? Books are thin, no one's buying spot, and market makers are able to push price however they want because everyone's out of the way, and volume and all that's not going to actually come in until you start approaching all-time highs. So that's why I still think you're going to push even higher into 42 and 55 potentially, but maybe it could come earlier or later in the year. And then I think about, if all of this happens kind of in the first half and the second half of the years usually, but then I consider all of this stuff has been 2 to 3 months in advance. It's been front running it, right? So it's probably on some other calendar and I'm not focused enough to really consider which one. But if it is 2 to 3 months, then I would expect all this to be front ran 2 to 3 months ahead of the halvening itself as well. Just considering it. So I don't know, man.
Is anyone's phone blowing up? Because
but I hear that buzzing.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of feedback. I don't know if it's like notifications or what, but it sounds like someone's phone is. Then it just keeps interfering with the audio.
Yeah,
but
I like that I like that Vortex that helped just spark some creativity.
Sweet. Deco, do you have anything you wanted to share, right?
Yeah, man. Got? I mean, it's getting late already, too. What are you guys up to?
Oh, I'm just chilling, bro. I'm staring at this.
Nah, man, we're flowing. Do your thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Since you asked.
So modest.
You know what I'm saying, dogs? No, I'm messing around here. Actually, I'm so tired right now. Hold on.
While you get set up, Raised by Wolves, the pictures I sent in Telegram, the last one I sent, look at those cycles. They match some of your numbers. Mercury Venus dance, Mercury Earth dance. You got 240-day cycle, 770-day cycle, 2030-day cycle, 470-day cycle. It's a cool book to have. And Mercury rules finance.
Do you guys think cycles are like real, or is it just different parts of the monotonically increasing functions of, like we were talking about prior, and just
planetary cycles?
Time and over and undervaluation. No, not like planetary, but actually, I guess that makes cycles real. Look, I guess what I'm trying to say is, do you think they have beginnings or endings? Because I don't think they do.
It's kind of like beginning is the end in everything.
Exactly, really. Right?
Well, just look at a sine and cosine wave, right? Like, that's how I view cycles. They're never ending, on a continuous plane, and they just have different points of entry, and so they're always intertwining. When one cycle ends, it's not really the end, it's the beginning of the cosine wave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, so much of what you guys say like always brings me back to like a lot of things I like to like sometimes like use source material for, like
yes
just a lot of the models I basically create. And so like with the cycle thing, it just reminded me a lot of like what Walter Russell had in like his like cyclical theory of continuous motion. Like he has I'll send it in the Telegram. It's really great. But like within that, there's like he wrote like he's always big about everything moving in circles. Like everything is circles. And like all force, he says, has always existed and has always exerted itself in repetitive cycles. But cycles have no beginnings nor have endings. They have two directions, however, both directions exactly balance, right? So like as above, so below, like in kind of a sense too. But I don't know. It's weird how we always like try to fit everything into these cycles within markets, but it's easy to notice when it was the bottom, when it after the fact, then you notice the top after the fact. But when it's happening, it's hard to really interpret your perception of where you're located. And like that's, I think, where most people are just like get left behind, or they don't I don't know, they don't know where their fair value lies, I guess, within their own risks. But I don't know, it's just, you got me thinking so many things now. Like you guys, I was pretty like dead space up here.
So you're gonna like this. You guys ready?
Anything starting with Bob Ross.
Anything starting with Bob Ross is a good start, bro. Hit it.
So
that's
Bob
me
Ross
painting the
once
charts,
said,
dude.
when you buy that first tube of paint, it gives you an artist's license and gives you unlimited power. So you can do
Sweet.
anything on this canvas that you want to do. So he says, use it.
I like that.
So this tweet was posted by Elon Musk on May 28th, 2023. It says, transparency builds trust. And the meme reads, seeing shit clearly now. Now, using 0, my number of significance for intuition, let's glide down this donut hole. Don't jump in, you might get hurt, okay? So using the visual representation of money seen as shit, right? Don't leave, just wait for it. Hold on. You see, I'm not talking about the cliche of throwing money down your toilet, not just yet. I'll show you that money means shit. Was that what Elon was talking about? Seeing shit clearly now? Let's look further and visualize here my interpretation. For example, people can sell their feces for medical development for antibiotics and get paid thousands of dollars. So cash money is made out of paper, so the fibrous surfaces of U.S. currency provide ample crevices for bacteria to make themselves at home. The bacteria found in it is Staphylococcus epidermidis. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And finally, Freud studied the relationship of feces and babies. Some are prone to hold on to their feces. Freud drew a connection between adults' covetousness of gold and babies' obsession with poop. Freud had an idea that in the unconscious mind, that money, and perhaps gold in particular, was equivalent to some kind of shit, excremental substance. New York City psychoanalyst Stephen Poser told me in the article, not me. So you learn something new, right? So now we've established a correlation between money and shit. Money that was wasted is seen as going down the toilet. Money is dirty, contains bacteria, and humans love hoarding money. It's their shit, right? You can say money flushed down the toilet, right? Politicians and their useless laws to drain out monies, right? U.S. in a debt crisis for a reason. So it says transparency. Well, transparency does build trust. You may think he was talking about the way he runs his businesses or the way he wants people to perceive him doing. No, I think this was a jab at our banking system and our financial structures, our governmental way of handling shit, or the way that banks handle shit, our money. So what was developed to counteract this imbalance? Cryptocurrency. Banks and government agencies are not to be trusted. So be mindful. When your baby doesn't want you to have access to his poop, he holds it in. He thinks you're the op. Same way the elite billionaires exude this idea by hoarding all the money. Same have turned to crypto, right, to see transparency in where we park our money. It's that simple to decode the matriz. This one was one of the most enlightening of decodes, right? One of the most shittiest ones too, guys. But I'll unravel further. So Elon Musk right here with the 16th card, the tower card, right? And Elon Musk equals to 110, or you could say 11 and 29, which is an 11. He has the karmic debt number here, right? Because we get to his from his date of birth to the number 16, and 16 is the number of the karmic debt also, okay? And it's also the tower card. He's also a 7 life path, and we are in the 7 universal years, so keep that in mind. So I was gonna intro with this. I haven't even done the video yet, so you've got like the first taste, guys. I hope you're not falling asleep yet. The song, the song that it came to my mind was was I Can See Clearly Now, right? Everybody's heard this song. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone, right?
Yeah.
So I made this connection by seeing the tweet, seeing shit clearly now, right? And this song by Johnny Nash, this was released on 7/21/1972, which was an 11 Universal Day. Okay, so 4 months later, he got to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 on November 4th, 1972. Nash is a 23, right here, 23.5 life path, right? 23, we could say is tied to Bitcoin. 5, whatever. So 5, the number related to freedom and change. So we get an interesting connection between Bitcoin, which is 23, and Bitcoin crypto is offering freedom and change, right? And 11 tied to Elon Musk. And 11, you know, obviously tied to the 6.5. I've mentioned this so many times, 38, all over my videos. So this is interesting because this is the Matra Meru. So Matra Meru is tied to the number 11 and 38. Once again, you see that connection. So where did Fibonacci, the Italian mathematician, get his knowledge? Math is just learning, okay? He traveled to India and learned from Bengala. It's a Chanda Astra, presents the first known description of a binary numerical system in connection with the systematic enumeration of meters with fixed patterns of short and long syllables. So it's, I always think like this sounds exactly what gematria is, right? Anybody there? Okay, good. So Arkarya Pingala was an ancient Indian poet and mathematician and the author of the Chandarastra, right? The earliest known treatise on Sanskrit prosody. So right here we get the number 60, right? And 60 is 6, the perfect tie to Bitcoin, because that's Bitcoin's life path, right? The number 6, 15-6. You also have the number 22, the master architect, and the number 33, obviously master teacher, master influencer. So you see where everything lies, even before we get to Fibonacci, how we get even a tie to maybe like a simple decoding system with syllables, right? That Pingala was using. So I thought that was really, really interesting. And this is a supposed statue of him. I'm not sure if that's correct or not. So the Fibonacci sequence appears in Indian mathematics in the work of Pingala. Fibonacci's 1202 book, Liber Abaci, introduced the sequence to Western European mathematics. Fibonacci sequence used in data compression, hash functions, searching and sorting algorithms, connecting points on a computer display, and in music. So a lot of you already know that. So let's go back to the tweet, right? I was brainstorming. I said, what if we add up all the ciphers and see what numbers we get? Right here, 36,737. So this is where the Decode team, we have Nexus, the Blade Runner, DukeDoobie, we have Divine Vortex, we have Raised by Wolves. They're going to help you out with some charting in today's video. And I also added in the meme, seeing shit clearly now. I added up all the ciphers and we get 32,753. Yeah, I already know you saw some matches. I'll go back to them. So now we have 36,737, 32,753, and the sum of it is 69,490. Isn't that funny that we topped at 69,000, right? And we have this here, this difference between the two also, but from, you know, from the same numbers, 33,984, okay? So now we're reduced and we, hold on one second, no, that's wrong. So now we're going to take both these numbers, right, and just reduce them. And we get the mighty 1111, right?
That magic.
Hang on a second. Go back real quick. I'm trying to see that.
Hold on.
I'm trying to see your addition. Okay,
what, the reduction?
Yeah, 1111.
Yes, we get an extra digit. Yeah. We get a 3. Okay. Is that what
there's that 1 and 3,
Right.
Yeah, sweet.
Right.
That's cool. I like that.
So it's just use, hold on one second. Let me finish with this part. So the 1111, the same number that people see when they're on the path to be enlightened or become conscious of the matrice, super conscious into subconscious into consciousness. It means spiritual growth. Okay. The 11 walks the edge between greatness and self-destruction. It's potential for growth, stability, intuitive understanding, and spiritual truths. So the 11 or 1111 for that matter, I deemed it. Get your ones up number. The 1 is source, the universe. The 11 is the pillar of Boaz and Joachim. The black and white, superconscious to the subconscious. I mentioned that earlier. A manifesting number. For me, it's an alarm. To get to it, you are becoming aware. Get your fucking ones up. Be it in shit money or shit coins. You have to become connected to the 1, the source, the most important chart through this course. As we enter the era or are entering the 11th sign, Aquarius, which governs humanity, society, and most important, technology. As we mesh with our networks as tribes of light, the technologies that will catapult our worlds to new heights and to possibly help us self-destruct. You choose. Okay? So I'm done with these 1111s. They follow me all my life, by the way, through my patterns and numbers. But I'll give you some pieces here, and you could, anyone could chime in when they feel like. If you want to show charts, if you want to talk about what you found or what you found most interesting. So from Elon's tweet, the X, tied to X.com, we all know that it became SpaceX after it merged with Confinity to form PayPal. PayPal gives us 77. 7 is Elon's life path, and tied to 31, tied to finances in the gematria code, and on and on. It was actually found in a cat year, just like Matrix was found in a cat year. We're in a cat year, and that was 24 years ago. So I just basically took these dates here. 24 days later, we get June 21st. And I plugged in some numbers here. Right away, we get the 33 and the 24. Okay. And we get that 144 as confirmation on the bottom there. Half of that is 72. That's tied to Bitcoin. 52 is actually tied to Bitcoin too. And it's funny because 32 is tied to Johnny Nash's, I think, life path, or 23 right in reverse. And, 27 is 72 in reverse. So we all know that. This is another one. Are you guys there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, we're here.
All right, so these are some dates. Like, I don't know why I picked this, to be honest, but I got 1, 2, 3, 12 months, 3 weeks before the tweet date. And we have May 7th, we have 55 weeks. So that's tied to Satoshi Nakamoto and stuff that we were mentioning prior to the number 55. And finally, we get May 10th. And, I forgot to mention that. Hold on. These are actually the prices that you saw up there. The 36,737, right? Was one of the numbers, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that I was summing up by the ciphers, right? So the last time we hit this was on May 7th, 2022. That's the last time we were in 36,737. Okay? And the next number was 32,753, right? And that was on May 31st, but I didn't put that up there, so that doesn't count. But this is actually another number here. Actually, this is like, yeah, you guys could double check in the charts, but that's the last of it. Thank you for letting me share.
Yeah, dude. And with Elon Musk, that was great, by the way, because it was making me think, like, his role. Yeah. His role, bro. Like, he is literally, I mean, he has the 4 all over him with transhumanism, and he's this.
Yes, that's another thing that I need to mention. I had it all up in my other decode that I divided in two because I wanted one portion because there's more that leads to another rabbit hole. This whole thing, right? And there's some funny points to it, but it was actually that where you were going to say that obviously we're dealing with the transhumanism and the like what I was going to mention also JD Bernal and James Turney. If you watch their work, they mentioned about the crystallization process, right? The whole using as humanity as like plantations, almost getting that from like is bugged out. Like you got to like see their interpretations of this whole thing, but it goes beyond that. Then I tie in the 11 to the sacred knowledge, right? The high what is it, the high priestess, right? Divine. Yeah, I think it is the high priestess. It's the number 2 card, which is an 11, right? The sacred knowledge, the Boam Wakis, right? So I tie that into the Christ and the 3 thieves, you know, pertaining to the crystals, oil, and pertaining to what I just mentioned, the crystallization. We are the crystals. We are the light. That's that 144 shit. That's the shit that people don't realize, that they keep saying, "Oh, it's just gonna be 144,000." No, you have the digit, but you haven't found it yet. You know what I mean? Like you haven't found that mathematics. You have to find it yourself. You know what I mean? And when it led me to that, right? And when it led me to that, I said, "Wow, this is beautiful." This confirms when people say cliche shit. This really is the meat of it all. You know what I'm saying? And when it gives me chills. That's why, like, you know, I slept a little bit, didn't sleep too much. I'm on my first drink, Divine Toast. You know what I mean? Like, but that was beautiful, like what I just found. But there's more to it. But now I want you guys, like, chime in. I'm gonna stay in the backstage. You know, talk about what you know, some things you saw, like, or whatever. Or if you want me to pull up more, like, you know, the slides or whatever. But I want to see your charts to see how they correlate to these numbers.
So when you brought up just right now the 2 thieves and Christ being in the middle, these are your deceivers, your eyes, right? The sees illusion. Your real eye, the middle, where Christ was in the middle of the 2 thieves, that was your third eye, right? Your 33 vertebrae to your third eye. And that's just amazing that you said that. And then Elon Musk with this 4-4, this whole transhumanism stuff, as you guys know, is like, it's just headed towards the Aquarian age. And he's the poster boy. He's the one that propels us with AI. You know, he's acting as this person who is against it, from what I'm aware of, but really he's the proponent of it. And it's just
the Terminator comes and kills him. I don't know. I just heard that. If the Terminator pops out, imagine that shit, like a fucking android pops out another dimension, boop, and just shoots him, like, or whatever does whatever. I don't want to condone any violence on anybody, but that would be sick, bro. Because you know, there's a story that the original writer for the movie Matrix was a black woman from the Bronx. Her name was Sophia Stewart, and they took her story. She keeps claiming that. She says you know, she got paid out and all that. That's another rabbit hole, but she has like the original Matrix written out, like they took the Terminator movie from her, and the Matrix from her or whatever, because that was actually yes, they were supposed to be connected.
So, get this or not, but there's actually a guy out there that says that the black woman took it from him, and he's pretty legit. I've seen him speak.
Really?
Yeah, he's even got like the next several series already out in his head, and he was like piecing stuff together that make
she made so much sense when she said, "Check this out. When they make the 4th one, watch, it's gonna bomb." It was a piece of shit. It was like they need, like, I was like, damn, maybe they did need her to write the whole shit. But anyway, just saying. Go ahead about the transhumanism stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. It's like we're at a time right now. You know, a zodiac age is 2,160 years, and I don't know it so well, but we're pretty close to the end of Pisces and the end of this whole basis of Christianity, you know, through the movement of Christ. And these Abrahamic religions, and it's just so interesting to see just the exponential rate of technology. Like, it's just, I can't imagine what things are going to look like. But with that, we're seeing a lot of people have these conversations that we're having right now about gnosis, about wisdom, about source. So it's so interesting. And Elon, I mean, it's been all planned. Like, with the rabbit, right? This is the year of the rabbit or the cat. In 1999, that was the year of the rabbit and the cat. That's when he created PayPal. He's always popping up in the significance of the rabbit and the cat. And you talk about Jupiter. Jupiter's symbol is the 2-4. It's the 20. It's the 24. It's the 2-4. Yes. The 4-4.
Yeah, with the symbology, we're using the astrological sign. You can see like a number 2 and a number 4.
Yeah. And I don't know if you guys watched the Super Bowl. I watched it for the commercials and see the symbology. But did you guys see that Tubi commercial?
I probably did, and I forgot.
That's great.
Yeah, I don't watch TV either, but I did watch the Super Bowl and the Tubi commercial you talking about with all the rabbits and stuff?
With all the rabbits. They were grabbing people, and they were... And
they threw them down the rabbit holes
they were
on purpose.
Yeah,
like, I remember that.
But they pose it as the rabbits would come out of nowhere, and it was kind of like... they caught him off guard. Like, there was a huge shadow, and it was a rabbit, and it grabbed a guy. Well, in one of the... during the commercial, this dude's chilling in his car, and this rabbit pops up next to him. Well, he's wearing a pin, and I have it in one of my videos. The pin is the Jupiter symbol. If you look really closely, that's how they hide these things. So the rabbit and Elon Musk and Jupiter all are connected, and it's just fertility, it's growth, it's expansion into new beginnings, into new ages. And it's just interesting.
There's a mic that keeps giving like out static. Who's the? You guys don't hear it?
I hear it.
I hear like the.
I hear it. It's someone's phone. I feel like I'm in 2005 right now. Someone's phone's going on.
Bro, you're the only one that's got the phone on.
Yeah, I think it might be you, bro.
It doesn't happen. No, it's not me. It's like it's been doing it before. It's done it in past meetings. It usually happens when someone gets like a notification or a phone call or a text message, and it doesn't have to be through like your service provider. It can be through an app.
Huh.
It's just creating. It's just interfering with the frequency.
Well, I moved my phone just in case it was me.
Are you sure it's
I
not
moved my phone. Maybe it was me. I don't know. Yeah, because it causes like electrostatic system. I don't know. It messes with the frequency on the mics and stuff. Well, I think it was me that it stopped.
I got my phone next to me. I don't know. I'm on my AirPods though, so I don't know.
No, but go on.
Oh, sorry.
We can't hear you. No, said.
Wasn't Nexus gonna say something?
What was that?
I
was gonna let Wolves finish.
No, I didn't really have anything else.
I just was like kind of considering a lot of everything everyone has shared today. And then like I didn't even like necessarily look at my charts, but like everything you were saying, I was like, yeah, like okay, like I stared at these timelines long enough to be like, okay, I kind of know what they're saying, and it makes sense. That makes sense. And I just was like thinking, maybe we can like find some things even where it lines up with what you guys were already saying, and then also like finding numbers or certain things between what we can discover here too. Because I think Wolves, I wanted to show you, because I don't think you were even here in the space the last time we were kind of screwing around with charts and things. Mm-hmm. And with your log lines. It just kind of makes sense with what I kind of share with your perspective as well on like how it's going to move in like its cycles.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
But it's getting late too, so if you guys want to pin this for another day, that's
Nah,
awesome.
man, we're here.
It's only you, bro. We're in it for the.
Yo, I'm about to make a second drink. You know what I mean?
Like,
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This
I
is
went
the
to the
whole
store and
point.
got beer.
What do you
oh,
say?
is that why you fucking had Damn, yo.
I still have some wine.
Yeah,
you
it's
guys
my
had-
birthday in an hour and
happy
15
birthday,
minutes.
man.
It's your
no
birthday,
kidding.
bro.
Thank you.
Happy
Maybe
birthday,
Thank you.
Duke. Oh, and
Maybe Bitcoin will pump for your birthday, man.
Dude, I hope XRP pumps. I'm stacked on XRP. I don't hold any Bitcoin.
You want to look at XRP real quick, homie? Let's look
Yeah,
at it.
XRP.
Well, we're
I
gonna-
hold a little bit
so
of
let me finish,
XLM too.
let me
I
tie
want
in,
to.
let me
I
tie in
want
the
to
video.
short it at 56, but let's see what happens. I think it's still no. That's just one trade. I think it's going. I think it's at least a $1.15 shitcoin eventually. Like, I think it's gonna get cut a little early too, around this like VWAP band or whatever, near like 66, maybe 70 cents or something. But I'm in a long, so like whatever.
We need to
Man.
put all superpowers together and come up with the next big fucking coin, bro. Because
It's
I
Pulse
need that
Chain.
dough.
Pulse chain.
Pulse
A
chain.
fucking pulse chain.
It is, bro. You guys,
He got
you
the
have-
hex on you.
Yo, you'll see.
I bought some Sonic in you the other day.
I gotta
hell
look
yeah,
into a
dude.
couple of those
That
coins
thing's
further.
going 0. Let's go. No, I'm kidding. I think it is gonna fucking have its day, bro. I think it will.
It's I don't know. Sonic's so popular with the kids and everything, and Pepe.
Oh, have you visited their website?
Whose website?
Sonic Inus?
Yeah,
Yeah, I have.
it is 10 out of 10, man. I was like, invest, bang. No, it's just funny though. Sometimes I don't know, man. Like, there's people saying it's like the people's Bitcoin or whatever. It's funny.
What
'cause
Sonic Inu? I don't know anything about it other than
Sonic.
I heard a rumor that some whales bought it. So like last time I heard a rumor that Wells bought Pepe, I was like bullshit. And then all of a sudden
we're going to the Harry Potter chart, bro.
Oh shit. The Harry Potter.
We're going to the Harry. Where is this? Oh my god! Wait.
We need to have
All
a
these-
memes day coin meeting and shit, and just do nothing but chart meme coins, bro.
I feel like this thing is like
I love it.
maybe like what one more little like I don't know.
do you think with the whole like transgender transhumanism
here
thing,
we
do you
go.
think ladies will pump on Father's Day?
Oh shit.
I didn't think about it that deep. I was just kind of like, who's shorting below? It's all time.
What the fuck am I looking at?
I didn't think about it deep either.
Okay.
It was just a thought that
Bro,
came to my head.
Harry Potter, Obama, fucking Sonic, motherfucking Inu, bro. This coin is
Harry
it's
Potter, Obama, Sonic, Inu?
No way! I brought the wrong
No.
coin.
Sonic 10. No, it's called the ticker is Bitcoin though. If you go on to, let me stretch this out. The ticker is Bitcoin. So this is, if you go on to Deck Screener, like, and you search Harry Potter, when it shows up, it doesn't say this. It says Bitcoin, and like whenever you search it on like whatever, it shows Bitcoin.
I'm aping.
I know, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I already have like, I don't even want to tell you how much ETH I have in this thing already, bro. You can buy it on you can buy it on the Uniswap or connected to your MetaMask or something. But yeah, I think that this thing is gonna. I mean, Jesus, like it's already fucking so like I thought you get your bounce somewhere here and you did. And then I was like, okay, you'll get like your double bottom and you kind of did. But then I was like, dude, I think this thing is really just going to be like doing some song and dance maybe until you get one last sell off, and you can maybe go ahead and like hit this ring or something. But I don't know. I had this more of this pizzas. It was kind of like that, and it's kind of doing it, like like. And now I also made this chart when it was like a few days or a week old, so this whole framework needs to be adjusted already because now there's more data, and I had to make it on like I think like a 15-minute time frame when I did. And my friend was like, "How the fuck are you charting this?" I was like, "I don't know, but I kind of want to buy here." So I did, and I loaded up a little bit more.
My man.
And now I'm
This
debating.
is really a coin, bro? I thought you were kidding.
No, bro. I don't.
I thought you were freaking kidding, bro.
No, bro. Like Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10, Inu, Maxi over here, big dog.
Look, it actually says Masonic.
That's what I'm saying. And look, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this, you guys. No, we're gonna do
Degen Dungeon.
Okay. So we can probably find something together here with this coin. I feel like how you found the whole Pepe thing.
You know what? Let me get the Gamachinator out.
Yeah, I think we can find something here.
And
we need to get fucking Daily Candle up in this bitch. Abraham, bro. He's like the Bitcoin master. I'm mad as fuck he keeps missing this meeting.
Yeah, I'm
really
starting to take offense to it.
Okay.
Harry Potter equals 216 and Francis Bacon.
Francis Bacon.
55. Yeah. Francis Bacon reduced everything down to like its bare minimum.
Oh, is that full reduction?
It's not full reduction. It's just Francis Bacon reduction.
Where's that cipher?
Francis Bacon?
Yeah.
It's on the.
Are you guys seeing this?
Oh my god!
Wait, I have to ask you guys: do you accept truth?
Always.
Yo, I'm about to think
you are a chancer, my friend. You're a chancer. You're a chancer. You're a chancer.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was just looking at all this and I'm like, there has to be some.
Oh, there's something in this.
There is something in this. Because look at this shit.
Oh, there's
bro.
This is like a 1992 website or something, bro.
Before the year 2023, when time did not exist. I mean, right here, they got me. I'm like, you guys are speaking my language, bro. Like, before 2023, time did not exist? What the fuck? And then, we can read this. The universal manifested as store of value. The identification of this value is best described as the quest. Sometimes the quest of hollows. Anyone can relive this manifestation by charging their core of Neptune with enough opal as they sleep.
Stop right there. Okay, so Neptune, I'm watching Neptune because right now Neptune and I think it's a Neptune and the moon. Hang on, let me look at my chart. Stop right there.
See,
yo guys, by the way, I'm recording. Do you mind if I share this?
No, not at all, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, bro, I mind.
You do?
Nah. Yeah, you gotta edit some shit, yo.
I just started from my point. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking
right,
about.
No,
I don't know what you're talking about. Confidentiality.
I don't really care. It's
but
up to you guys.
listen, Linda.
I'm Switzerland.
So I've been charting using Mercury and Neptune angles. To against Bitcoin's price, bro, it's crazy. Between those two angles, so I think I've been watching Neptune. Neptune is going to make some big shifts coming up. It's at the edge, I want to say right now, of Aquarius. So when it moves into Pisces, or is it already into Pisces into Aries? I gotta look to remind myself, but it's basically at the end of the house. So once that shift happens, forget it. So we might have to do some date durations based on the angles of Neptune and see if maybe that's when this coin is gonna pump.
Oh, okay. We already got something going.
Is it a coin?
I like it.
Bro, Harry Potter,
coin?
Obama, Sonic 10 gives you the 113 in reduction, and then it gives you the 321-132.
Oh boy. Area.
Dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
so
equals 88 Chaldean.
Oh my god, the number of abundance.
Time travel.
I'm gonna show you
Guys,
charts.
this is not financial advice, by the way. Do your own research.
We'll go
I
over
just hang out
charts
with
after this.
what is it? Dungeon degeners.
Okay, so let's
another double D's.
Let's continue the about the token section too. So they say it was charging their core of Neptune with enough opal as they sleep, but I understand that there isn't enough opal to go around for everyone, and some people haven't ascended. So you see opal twice.
So opal is the stone of protection, I believe.
So I'll report it here as well. There have been other ascended who have identified this event as well, but have failed to interpret its tenets and apply them in real life. One such ascended has been gifted with the visions of the necessity of speed as well as Phares, the critical universal event. I don't know what that means. His vision was very near the truth, evidenced by predicting what he called the dimensional merge and creating the comic Sonic Inu. I mean,
Sonic Chu.
Soniku?
Sonic Chu. Or Sonic Chu.
Sonic Chu.
Or Sonic Who.
Yeah. His vision, featuring Barack Obama. The first tenet, iron, guidance, and resilience. So the first tenet. And in cameo, Obama's presence is not a coincidence. None of this generates for this wand is so distracting.
Yo,
None of this is a coincidence. The Obama family was gifted a gift of value, a dog.
That's Shiba.
Yeah.
Shiba Inu.
Shiba.
Well, the dog is for intuition, right?
Bo.
Bo.
That's my dog's name, bro.
No way.
No.
That's my dog's name.
Stop.
Wolves is about to buy all of the Sonic.
Bro, I am aping.
Yo, you know what's funny? I was
liquidating everything.
Bro, DCA responsibly, please.
DCA responsibly.
Yo, DCA your tits off. DCA your dicks off.
No.
Okay, so Bo, the dog, then in turn had minted a number of baseball cards. A gift of value that generates further wealth, basically further value. That's twice.
Guys, I know y'all joking around, but I'm ready to get into the gematria of this bitch right now.
Yo, do it. Sure. Let us know.
Yo, I'm gonna do it.
Check this out, Bo. I was researching
Hold on,
for.
Bo, we haven't even touched this.
No.
Guys.
Oh my god. Yeah.
What is this?
Harry Potter. Okay, with Sonic. Yes. And Obama. And this guy, I forget his name. There you go. All right.
What is happening? Is that
hey guys, notice the 10.
Aliens and Sonic. 2 drugs. Yes. Sonic is kissing a dog.
Kissing Bo.
Yes. Hold on. Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Stop playing.
Hit it to win it. Yes.
Yo, there's so much going on here.
Yo, even Obama's running, yo. And Joe Biden.
Yo, there's so much in
This
here.
is weird, yo.
Yo, stop.
This reminds me of like public access back in New York City back in the 80s, yo.
Yeah.
And the music.
This is my favorite though, right here.
This token is the end game. It's the shitcoin of shitcoin.
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
imagine telling your coworkers.
Oh, at least he admits it.
Because Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10, and you coin. Imagine the media reporting on Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10, and you.
Wow. How much did you get paid for this,
Ticker
sir?
is Bitcoin, breaking 1 billion market cap.
What?
Now, unless you hate money, go ahead and visit.
Money is shit. I told you.
HTOSNI.com.
This is the shittiest of shitcoins.
So
No,
DCA
this-
Yo,
was
thank you for
coming.
taking this there, bro. This complements my decode perfectly right here.
This is
I
there's
can't.
so there's 10. There's so
Oh wait, the
much.
Phoenix. Time out. Oh my god, time the fuck out.
What?
Wait, is the cover of the Phoenix the cover of
the Phoenix? What?
The
It
Economist?
is The Economist magazine, bro.
I don't
Yo,
see that. Where do you
it's
see that?
It's the phi no
Yo,
phi,
D, pull it up.
oh man, hang on.
No, you're exactly right. The 10, it's the completion. In the 1989 Economist magazine, it had the Phoenix with the chain with the 10 on it. And that was it was supposed to show the world reserve currency. That's exactly what this fucking Sonic has.
Look at this too.
Obama.
Look at what they wrote. When this coin eventually dumps, it will mark the start of a long, grim bear market. Mark my words,
Wow.
when Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu ticker Bitcoin crashes, every single other market in the world will follow. People will be losing their homes. Bitcoin will be trading for negative.
Oh my god! And then that's what and that's where everybody,
Wall Street will burn to the ground.
Everybody's been saying
the faithful people will be rewarded
We're just,
in this life and the next.
yo, this is a fucking 10-year-old child right here.
Duke, what were you saying?
Yo, so
Yo, I
them
just
props. I
posted
give
it
them
on
props,
the
yo.
Telegram.
you know
I just
people
posted on the Telegram. That's the
You
one
know-
I'm talking about.
No fucking
people
way.
around the internet have been saying like Bitcoin's going to zero. Bitcoin's going to zero. Well, it might because this is ticker Bitcoin.
Bro. Hey,
Oh
get
my
this.
god,
Look at this.
dude! I'm buying. I'm buying.
Wait,
Dude,
no.
look at this. Look at
Oh my god.
Oh, it's Elon. There you
Kanye
go.
and
Full
Elon,
circle,
bro.
bro.
No, that's
And-
not
and-
even. That's just a
That's
poster.
Photoshop. That's Photoshop.
Yo, you think?
Yeah,
Bro, that's my
this is how-
dog.
This is
I got
this is how it
excited for a
started, you
second.
guys. This is how it started. It was just some random ass Japanese or like somewhere in China. They made a backpack with
Oh,
this.
so this is the logo?
like,
they got it from a
this
backpack
is-
from China?
This is where it all started. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I don't know.
That emo
Yo,
right there.
China's gonna dump so much money into this coin because they love Sonic, man.
Look, time is money, and
There
that's
you
what
go.
I
I
always
thought it
say.
was shit, but it's time.
and price is the same element. Time is money.
Money is shit.
And then look,
And a shit
look at
coin.
this. You have this weird ass fucking. I don't even know.
Bro, those are the.
You don't even know.
Oh, shit.
BTC, BCH, BCV, BB.
Yo,
1, 2,
Look,
3.
Wait, is that Chronos? Yo, that's
BTC.
that's
Chronos.
Chronos, bro.
Yo, this whoever put this shit together knows some shit.
Wait, where's Chrono?
That's in the
Where?
middle.
In the
right
middle.
here?
Go below.
No, below it, below
Go
it, below
Below.
The eating
Chronos,
the
eating his
person.
Oh,
children.
shit. Oh, no. Don't do that.
That's Chronos. That's Saturn. That's Satoshi.
Oh my god, you guys.
Yo,
What
the
is
Sonic
happening?
is biting his head off. This is wrong.
So say Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10, Inu slowly.
Harry Potter, Obama.
Oh, my
Sonic.
God. How did we get
I
here,
feel
yo?
like you guys are chanting. Stop it. I need to go to bed after this. My eyes cannot
Just say
unsee
Bloody Mary,
all
Bloody
of
Mary.
this. Yeah, cut it out. I'm not in front of a mirror, but I don't want to hear it.
Where would they be without a wizard?
Oh,
Share the link. What's the
shit.
link to this? I'm ready to buy.
Hey,
My man.
you can buy it on Uniswap.
You are a
Taking out a
courageous
second
person,
mortgage.
You just need to make sure you have ETH in your wallet for gas as well.
Right.
And gas is going to be like $1,200.
I don't know what it was. ETH is stupid, but I don't know. Like I didn't. Like when I bought Pepe, I should have put more ETH into it, but I didn't because of gas fees. And what do I know? I would have freaking like, you know, you make profit, you're fine. But like, I'm not good at the on-chain stuff. So this is just fun for me to speculate it, find weird things like this and I don't know, man. It's just look at this.
Bugged out. Like people, like somebody
Wait,
took
can
their
we look
time
up
to
the
create all
Jesus
this.
coin? I think
Jeez.
that's what's gonna pump next.
Jesus coin?
So much weird symbolism they've created.
It's all symbolism.
Yeah. And like, I don't know exactly how to decipher all of this.
And you notice how there's Simpsons everywhere? They're all about the time travel and predictions, and
Yeah.
Sonic collects the gold rings. I don't know.
Oh, it
Time.
puts it under the Sonic and what is it called? Low bit rate on it, like where that astrological sign or whatever, the table or the chart.
Yeah.
Ridiculous pencil. Celine.
Yo, my man. Like how much time? Like he's just like, is this an NFT like system like or whatever like project?
Doesn't that look like the inside of a watch?
Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic, Adventure.
Saturn's
Battle,
all over this.
Arm and Hammer, Pure Base Soda, HPO S10i.
Wait,
And-
go back to
and
the
the-
Armor and
this is-
Hammer. It's base 10, motherfuckers. Base 10.
Okay.
Go back. Base 10. We
Base.
were just talking about the bases.
Where is it? Based.
The
Base
standard
10.
of purity. What does the arm and hammer represent?
Base 10. The log 10.
Huh.
We were
No,
just
no,
talking
the
about
literal
bases. Can you pop the HPOS 10i on the Gamatrinator raised by wolves?
Yeah.
And look at this. Look at
You
this.
said what?
Weird.
HPSO10.
We have to go back. I think
It's what? HPSO10?
go back to the baking soda box.
HPOS 10i.
HPOS
Yes, 10i.
10.
And it says buy
This
one
one says
BNB
buy
a
one
day.
BNB a day.
Bro, there's so much code up in this bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Buy one BNB a day.
Keeps the
What the
doctor
fuck?
away.
Well, the reverse primes gives you the 225, 20, 25,
And we
45
were just
squared.
talking about 25. We were also talking about how we think where BTC is going in 2025. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Well, get this shit. Sonic?
My man, you just stumped me. I don't know if because I'm tired, but I can't decode all this, any of this, yo.
Bro, Sonic and Sumerian gives you the 360, and Standard gives you the 222.
Yep.
Oh my.
And I just
Another
saw the
one.
magician card.
Time.
Bro, Sonic 10 gives you the 444 in Fibonacci.
Oh,
Gotta
here
go
we go.
fast.
That's it. That's it. That seals the deal for me,
We
bro. You
repeat,
had
do
me
not
at
put
O.
your life savings into this coin. This is just a Degen Dungeon.
Degen Dungeon.
Nerves
That's gotta be our.
and-
That's gotta be our Telegram group name now.
This is incredible. Oh, look at this.
Middle name and the second letter of your middle name. What? Sonic, Reckless, something. Oh, what?
The frog.
Papa.
The thinking retards shitcoin.
The thinking retard shit coin. There we go.
There you go.
For thinking.
You
That's
think
why
you're
they
better
tell
than
you.
me?
That's why they tell you not to.
You think you're
overthink
better
it.
than me, Pepe?
Third eye.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that Professor X?
The shitcoin that grows your penis.
Wow.
Oh, did you see that Pepe?
Oh, the
poo-poo?
10 Sephiroth.
wow.
The sacred tree of life. My
10, 10,
man, we got to invest in this just because, like, this guy took so much effort to make all this shit.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, isn't it incredible? It's
Oh, wait, that's the Back to the Future car.
What?
Yeah, the
Right here.
DeLorean.
No, this is
Okay,
this is a
Duke.
Lamborghini from what's it called? Wolf of Wall Street scene. When
Oh
King-
yeah. Where
it is.
he's drunk off the pills or whatever.
So time is the key theme in this whole thing. Going back in time, going forward.
Yeah, and like it said some other things we didn't finish, but
Oh,
like
yeah,
maybe
we
we can
got
find
derailed.
something. So like it was where we left off with Bo the dog. Bo in turn had
The
minted a
baseball
number of
cards is
baseball
where we-
cards, right? That
Yeah.
generates further value. The recursive gifting is second among tenets that the universe is sending across the channel of Neptune. So we have Neptune again.
Yep, I'm telling you, Neptune
Yo, how
playing a
did you
role.
find this coin again? He's like,
I got homies that literally,
no.
like, people tell me I'm a degen with how I trade. No, like the people who find this shit are the degens, bro. I learn from them. My friends kind of sometimes, but they didn't know about all this. I found this all myself because I was like, this doesn't make sense, and I had to research, and then I was like, what the fuck? And then I was like, I have to bring this to you guys because there's something to this, and I think people are not just seeing it more than just a little funny meme. I'm like, I think there's actually something behind this.
I think you're correct.
Yeah, you definitely
Yeah. And then, so where we left off with the
Just
channel of
recurve.
Neptune, the third being optimistic flurry, in which Sonic Chu is diluted representation of, and Sonic embodies the spirit much more cleanly. The identification of the manifestation of these three tenets that we call the quest has also inspired other fictional works such as those by J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling's involved somehow in this whole shenanigan, and her writings on what she calls the Deathly Hallows, resisting the will of the universe weakened one's immunity to the effect of the low vibrational darkness sludge entities and the Kundalini wilts in turn. What's Kundalini? So the logical actor must embark on the quest. Logical actor.
The Kundalini is the serpent rising. It's your going up your vertebrae from your
the fluid.
It's your
Right,
cerebral
right.
spinal fluid from your root chakra
Yeah.
to your crown chakra.
I see.
Your Kundalini awakening.
With the quest fruits now laid bare before us. We
I've
can
had it
assign a
happen to me,
human
it's
language
awesome.
name to it. We can assign a human language name to it. Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu is nothing less than an embodiment of the quest that led to its discovery, with the exception of 10 being the number of spirals that comprise the tree
Whoa.
of life.
Completion.
Okay.
If we listen, we can understand that it is a store of value. So, smart contract has zero tax on all buys and sell. The total supply of Bitcoin is they have fucking a lot more here. Trusted Bitcoin, but yeah, it's interesting.
It's the shitcoin of shitcoins.
Yeah, imagine the media, blah blah blah. It's self-aware. They're renting billboards in Calcutta for fuck's sake. This is the biggest shit. 300K market cap. Don't cry when it breaks 50 mil because you missed it.
This is the shit that just explodes because of how fucking stupid. Like,
Look at this. Dude, look at this. Obama has been kidnapped by Dementors. Are you bad enough, Hedgehog, to rescue the president? And then look, Doge.
I mean, that builds a strong case. I mean, Obama, Sonic, Harry Potter.
Yeah, pretty interesting.
They're the tenants, bro. They're the tenants.
Like, let's look at this chart, right?
All right, so we're going back to Harry Potter, Obama.
So what's the
Squared.
ticker? What's the ticker on this?
The ticker is Bitcoin.
Bro, how can
That's
that
fucking
even
wild,
be?
yo.
How does it even
Because
when they
some
allow
That is
it?
wild,
some
though.
people are saying that this is the real Bitcoin, the same way people said BSV and BCH was the real Bitcoin.
Well, BNB might be the real Bitcoin according to this shit. It says buy one BNB a day.
I don't know.
Well, I just bought a box of baking soda today, so the universe is talking to me,
There you
bro.
go. Be alkaline.
Straight up and down.
Brush your teeth with some Arm and Hammer.
Yo, I do every day
Arm and Hammer.
on the hammer.
This one is Wrap BNB. Look at this thing.
That BNB. Wow.
This one's so
that looks
new.
like a serpent.
Did they just put this out on BNB?
Yo, that's a serpent.
Yeah.
For real. It's a snake. 2025.
Bro, go to
Buy
The
it
Economist
signed.
magazine. That's what the snake looks like.
Whoa.
Oh my god, bro. I'm straight up like dying right now. Let me just look up this coin. I'm gonna have to do some TA right now.
I'm gonna make
Spur of the moment
an
TA.
entire new chart for this.
Let's
because
go.
Yes. So
Let's
this
do
is
this.
Nexus Blade Runner. Blade
No,
running
dude.
on some
This
charts
is-
right here.
Blade running on the
This is a
charts.
stupid chart. Look at this stupid thing.
What is
Like,
that?
Dude, this thing is gonna go crazy one day. I mean, look at this. Wow. Let's find out if it's got anything.
Oh, excuse me.
Wait, there's a Harry WBNB. Is that it? No.
Yeah, there's a BNB. Like, you can buy it with BNB, I think, too. On Binance Chain, maybe.
We're about to find out. Oh my god, you guys.
Did you find the magic wand?
No. They found Harry loves Einstein. Easton. Stain. Let me see.
I don't see anything with. I don't think there's enough data to really portray such. But I don't know, man. It's just like one of these coins where
No, you're not kidding. This
you
thing
need
it
some
says Bitcoin.
action, but look right away, just
Yeah, you're
based
getting your
off
points.
retracement here. It's on the 1618 right now. And
Okay, I found
yeah,
it.
bro.
I'm about to do some serious TA on this
Let's
bad
see.
boy.
Kind of want to see, where did you top out? Where is your data? Tops out here the first time. Let's see. I don't know. Let's find out. Where is your angle, bro? It doesn't have one necessarily yet.
No.
Maybe you need to go on the 30-minute. Yeah, I got more data here. Oh yeah, there you go. I found it. Okay. Yeah, you need to like zoom in on this chart to figure out what it's doing. Okay, let's tweak this. So now what's that? There we go. And so far, every time you've hit the 0, you've had reactions. And then, technically speaking, because it's most highest from 0 to 1, this is technically your measured move. And I suppose you can consider, because it was from here, I would even just go ahead and measure it back from here to there and say, like, you could see something like this and then go for these equals. And not only that, you already have another cross of a 1.618 ratio there, and that would line up with the top of your measured movement as well. And it doesn't necessarily need to just shoot straight up. It could form any kind of way to develop up here into this area, and it could even fall further down again. But I think you are approaching the same liquidity, so you are going to receive some sell pressure just based on that, where if you do get lost again, you very well could see another downturn.
So is that what you mean when you say liquidity is squared, when you get back to that level?
I would consider it more as like from here to here, and if that ratio is tapped and this ratio, or I'm sorry, there's the right here, this ratio is also tapped, well then I consider this range squared from here to here, because this is actually my range. This is how I'm playing my range. I'm not using that. I'm just using to see where it's squared and where the ratio is crossed, because I know at any given point you're going to get reactions, and if it lines up in confluence with the framework of your fibs, then you can predict generally, like even from here, we can kind of predict where this is going at a given specific point in time and space. It's all theoretical for now, and you just have to see how it develops, but you can kind of somewhat decipher that. Let me go ahead and keep these around, but go more translucent on them. So when I see this, that's where people long, right? And then once it breaks this structure, this perfect line, they start selling. The same reason they start shorting on futures. And that's silly, because you have this origin of liquidity that's just lined up here. And not only that, what's more important is immediately you have this liquidity and this liquidity and this liquidity that's all flowing in this direction. And every time, boom, 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 you know, and then first stop, these equals, consolidate, find your rhythm. Whenever you run into this again, if you want to continue up, then you can continue this parabola all the way up to these equals as well. I would consider this now as some kind of range, and you could easily fall out. But if you continue on and you go above this, well, this is a straight shot to your 2.618. And that's just the way it works, because now you're clearing your previous all-time highs. And then from the 1618, and then even if you tap this liquidity, well, then this bottom from here, from this extension, will become the next extension bottom as well. But that's only if you remain bullish above that ratio. You could easily go in any different direction at this point, based off of how this sell pressure comes along. But it could also just consolidate up here. It doesn't need to, it could take as much time as it did here. And in a weird sense, like, let's figure this out too. Like, let's figure out where we are here, right? Yeah, even if we yeah, and this makes sense why we keep running into it, because this is where we first landed, right there. And that's also why you ran into resistance based off that ratio there. And then once you just, boom, and then you back tested what was previously support became resistance. You got rejected, then you back tested it. The same liquidity became this. And then what happened is this measured move from here to here became the same trade on this measured move from here to here. So it's just kind of seeing how that bullish momentum continued based off of, like, generally you're going to get like your 1 and your 2, and then you get another third drive. But because there's no perpetual futures on this, I think where support is where support is, and without as much of deviations and stuff, as long as whoever is the massive holder in these wallets isn't just dumping, right? And if they do, it could very well just drop to zero and still come back at some point. But if we were to just predict based off of just all the liquidity that's pulled up off the zero, just to the 236, and I were to measure that extension just here, and then I can say, well, there's a reason why why it's topped right here, and it's not because someone just decided to dump. I mean, maybe, but it's telling you based on time, whenever you did touch this 3.618 again, that's where you're going to likely top. And because that's where you dumped off this liquidity when you fell off and got rejected again. And that is also where you technically topped here. And this was all just considered like selling pressure absorbed, right? So not only that, right here is where you had your 2618, and then right down, I don't know if you can see it, but oops, this was your 1618. So this, if you think about it, why I said that this same measured movement became this trade from here to there was because this was the same as above, so below. And now you've run into your 1618. And that's based off of all of this liquidity that's already technically been back tested, or it has yet to be, as long as it can hold above the 236. So now you have some kind of idea that, well, if I hold above the 1618, what did I do in the past? We shot directly to the 2. And this 2 is where your main target really is. And if you can overcome this ratio right here based off of what's been stopping you every single time, well, then I would expect this thing to just blow past these equals and go parabolic, at least up until the all-time highs. And that would at least pin me towards. Now I have, because I have 2 fib channels, I have 2 ratios of 1618. And then even if I look at where they line up, they're at the top. So you know that they're going to have some trouble regardless, and the ratios are valid too with where it lines up. Sorry, got the hiccups for a sec. So I think this coin has a lot of room for higher still, but for right now, you're probably going to experience some consolidation before up. Or it actually will just continue to rip, because clearly, like, the pullbacks are getting smaller and smaller. And not only that, you got like some pretty good W patterns, right? And then I don't normally do this thing, but you got like your Adam and Eve kind of thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure there's even it's so funny to try to do this with the chart that's so new, but it kind of works still.
So when you're ready, I gotta show you my chart on this coin. I just
Yeah,
did
let's
it.
do it. And then even here,
Okay, cool.
I'm
Thanks
so
for
glad I'm learning so much.
let's go ahead and give us some. How's it going to work with time if we look at time in the future and work backwards, right? And right away, where's my 1618? Right here, right? And then where's my 2618? And then you can see it's right here. So technically this is now squared, and this is going to be the only thing stopping you, as long as Yeah, I think it's just gonna go up, bro. unless you obviously get.
I see the
I
same.
can't.
It is
I
gonna
can't
go up
buy
more.
some.
Yeah,
I'm trying to swap, but it's
I'm
saying I
trying.
have insufficient.
My man's
points.
buying right now.
Bro,
It's
I'm
going
literally-
up. It's going
I
up, but
can't.
not
It won't
not
You
a
go.
gonna
whole
ride
lot.
that
Just
dragon?
a little more.
Yeah.
You gonna ride
just a
that
little
dragon?
more.
That
So
Shiba
I'ma
Inu
show you.
Ipu Pu Nukunu?
Yeah. But this thing is funny, and like I'm sure there's some harmonic to it too, where even if you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, well then that means you're gonna have now. Like, you think about it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? But that's actually 1 out of 1, 2, 3,
You are
4,
in the
Yeah.
same.
5.
Listen, wait until you see my chart. We're in the same boat. We're seeing the same
Yeah.
exact thing. It's so wild. All right, let me show you.
I'm getting upset because I can't buy this coin.
Well, what are you buying it
You
on?
gotta
I'm trying to.
you gotta
I'm trying to
master
do
the
it on
wand, bro.
Uniswap.
All right,
But
check it
like
out.
I'm using, I have like $50 ETH for gas, and I'm trying to buy about $60 worth in BNB, and it's saying insufficient amount to purchase. So
All right, he's
Yo,
bringing
Wait,
in
you're
chart
trying to
for
buy
let's
me.
call
BNB
Obama.
with ETH? You're trying to buy BNB Bitcoin with ETH?
I'm trying to buy it with BNB, swap it with
No,
BNB.
you need
Got a
you
bridge.
need you
I need what?
yeah, you have to bridge because it's two different ecosystems. I don't know
You need to
exactly.
swap?
but
I don't know. I
So you're
hate
gonna
all
have to
this.
bridge ETH to wrapped ETH onto Binance.
What?
You're speaking another language to me right now.
Yeah, so for it to they're two different blockchains. For it to register on the Binance blockchain, you have to wrap it, and that's why and then you'll get wrapped Ether. You get wrapped ETH. So therefore, you send it into a bridge, and so it bridges across to the Binance blockchain.
Motherfuckers, I just bought $100 worth of Ethereum and BNB, and now I gotta buy more stuff.
Yeah,
Dude, this is why I hate DeFi.
No,
I ran so far away from
dude.
DeFi. I try to buy all these projects. You know, I dumped $400 in, and all of a sudden I've only got $120 worth of product. Everything with the gas fees, and whenever I talk about
Yeah,
it,
bro.
everybody
Dude,
just talks
bro.
about, be like, oh well,
Bro.
the developers have got to get paid. Well, no shit, they got to
I
get paid.
feel-
But like,
I feel
what
All
lifestyle
right,
are they
stop the
living?
rambling. I'm sharing. God,
I
Jesus.
feel responsible,
These
bro. I
men.
was literally like showing you the Harry
Bro,
Potter
my
website.
man was
Yo, stop. Let me talk to Nexus for a minute. Y'all be hogging up the mic too much. Jesus Christ.
This looks like some
Anyways,
cogwheels over here.
Nexus, my friend. Let me show you
What
what I'm
time
seeing.
frame are
Just
you
like
on?
I'm on the 12-hour.
Oh,
you're on the
okay.
hour. Oh, 12 hour.
No, my bad. I'm on the 1 hour. I was on the 12-hour, but I'm on the 1 hour now.
The Harry Potter
So-
Shiba Inu Obama Sonic
So here's
10
the
to the
thing,
third.
right? You know how you were saying you were talking about waves, right? Elliott waves and all that stuff. So the way I see my waves a little bit different. I see it like as a ripple in time, right? And so with these circles, right? So I just fibbed this circle from this cycle here. And you have to understand these things have cycles. People be like, oh, it's a new coin, doesn't have a cycle. What are you talking about? You can't even do no TA. Yeah, you can.
No, that's what I'm
These things
saying.
are
You can
born with a
definitely put
cycle.
time on the chart. Like,
Yep. So what
know?
I did is I found the cycle, right? And I understand the pattern of the coin. So if you notice, right, from here to here, how it goes across the middle path in the blue ring, it touches the blue ring and it transcends the next two white rings, right? And then it drops. So that's exactly the cycle we're in right now. We just literally transcended across the blue cycle, right? We just about to touch the and it's on the same fib line too. You see this double fib line here, right? And you see this double fib line here. So it's just literally in the same cycle. So once maybe I would say it might touch it this time, and then it bounced across this one, and it went to the purple, between the blue and the purple. The next cycle, blue and purple, will be up here around the white and the green, right? So that's exactly where we are. So I would say around June, the next few, maybe, if it continues the pattern, I would say maybe by the end of the first week of June, maybe. I'm not sure, but basically we're on the same line. So my target would be for this coin 23.91 to 24.03 before it has to do another nice dump. And then the low targets, I'm looking at around 22.63 to 22.53. Did you
I
see that?
like it. I like it.
Pretty wild, right?
Yeah. I also was just I like it. it's like think about it too, or if that's your solar system, like what planet is that in line with, like with the sun right there? Like if it's the same thing, right?
Now, and check it. We are at the edge of the last cycle. You see that? We just ended this cycle. This is a transition ring right here between the orange and the green.
Neptune and Pluto.
Bro, I just saw the cycle of Neptune and Pluto. Stop playing. I just researched that while you guys were
You think you'll
talking.
be playing about Harry Potter?
in the outer rim? What are the last two
Yo,
planets in the outer
stop.
rim?
Look, I'm not
Neptune and
even
Pluto.
joking. I just
You
literally
think
looked
he'd
this
be
shit
playing
up.
about Harry Potter?
Bro, I'm not even joking. Let me find that shit right now.
Obama's
'cause
no
I am
Neptune
joke.
not.
brings a lot of uncertainty to the
Look,
market as well.
look, I'm not even joking. I
There
was
is
just looking
nothing
at the Neptune
uncertain
It's the
about
cycle,
dreamy
Harry
planet.
Potter, Obama,
and look what I
Sonic
found.
10,
It was the first
the
thing I
future of
touched.
finance.
Check it out. Look,
Neptune
wait,
cycle. Let's
is
go.
it this one
The
or
only
was it the other one?
store of
Hold
value.
on, is the other one. Let me look it up real quick.
Oh my
Check
God,
this
you
out. I
guys.
was
Okay.
just looking at this cycle. Look. Oh, that's not the one. Hang on. Is it this one?
I
There's two
just been
cycles.
making an even better chart as you've been talking to, and this is just
Yo,
we're gonna
check
share
this
back
out.
and forth for a
So
minute
this one is
here.
talking about Pluto right here, the Uranus-Pluto conjunction, and the Neptune-Uranus conjunction. And it's talking about the cycles. And look at this number, 25. We were just talking about 25 a minute
Uranus
ago.
conjunction occurs at roughly half a sign, 16 to 18, 1618.
Exactly. Boom. And the 170, which is another important number. The 577, another important number. 14, 15, the 8. Come on, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
The X, factor X.
We look at Godzilla.
You guys, like,
I don't know. You guys are
Okay,
convincing
so
me. I think I'm gonna throw everything at this one.
I gotta share again too, because I've been tweaking this around now on different time frames, trying to figure out a little bit of a framework too. And then I'm gonna put some rings on.
Well,
And
I just stopped sharing
Yes, I want to see rings, bro.
Also,
Sonic
I want to
rings.
show you how I
the sonic rings.
add the rings as well.
Yes.
With time to predict more of the future rather than exactly what's already happening. Like, and it.
So hold on. Let me introduce this real quick.
Right? But I just want to also show you how I do.
Because I'm recording, so I'm gonna introduce. So Duke is recording this for Rumble, right? And I'm recording this for YouTube. So this is the world premiere of the Sonic rings on Harry Potter. Masonic
Saturn's ring.
Sonic, whatever 10 Inu Shibubunus. World
Harry
premiere.
Obama scene.
Yeah. So I'm debating on how I want to really fit this, but I think that it is appropriate where you could consider that like anything above that's like your top. And then I kind of wanted to.
After you chart it, tell me your levels to see if they match mine.
I also just wanted to reverse this up a little and then, yeah, check that out. So this is where all the magic is happening. You sell or buy outside of here, that's where your money is being put into its best risk averse areas. And it's just kind of like, okay, then if that, and then if I were to even then drag this guy, oh, where did it go? Now down here, and then we can take all of the same, and then I'm gonna get rid of that. And now this is this. And not only does it confirm, but look at the 1618 and the 2618. So that's kind of, you get the same. Whoops. You get the same kind of thing going on that you had down there as far as like its extension. But right here is what I'm kind of eyeing, because based off of this, like,
Dude, can you make his screen a full screen
maybe I gotta zoom in.
Yeah. Sorry.
without
Yeah.
the icons?
So you got your 1618 cross right here. So as long as you're above this, that's awesome, right? And not only that, you can consider this like a little PO3 if you kind of like looking at little ICT stuff like that. And then now I have ratios to consider already. But this line right here is going to be some trouble already. But the main focus is going to be really, though, this line. That's also your 2618 based off of all of this liquidity pulled down here, and then how it shot up, and then now we're measuring it with time. So we have ideas of where it could actually end up. If you can see, like, we have relative ideas of where we can go, and ultimately our main target would be its max extension. So like this thing could have potential to do some crazy things. However, you have test points along the way that'll determine what's happening. For example, right here at this ratio, you're going to probably run into some trouble, and I would even consider it to just be some kind of consolidation between the 1618 and then this guy right up here. Even as low as over here, if I took even this ratio, like, that's kind of your low in a sense. And then you can take the 2618 cross and the 1618 cross, and then you find yourself a golden pocket in between both of them. And look at where that happened, and look at even over here when it dumped into there. So I look at kind of like different 162618 ratios where they could line up for just automatic, like, invisible walls, right? Where people are like, I don't get it. And you're like, oh, well, that's because that ratio based on time is saying that anytime you even come near that price, because it's the same element as time, it's going to create a reaction. And then I look at, if I were to like even take it from here, like, look at that. That 1618, like, it was your resistance, and then it became, just no wick even. So that's a big point of origin. That's a big buy right there. So you could say, technically, like, you could see some kind of measured movement from the same fib. Like, obviously it could be very well tempered because a lot of things have sold off, but it just depends, right? It's what, a 300 something, 700 something $1,000 market cap. It's not very big. People can move it. but you could consider how it could get to these areas, and it'll do its own thing. But I don't see why it couldn't just create like a big old like think about it. There's this falling wedge thing going on too.
Yeah.
And like you already like got to the apex, the bottom, and you've back tested it right here. At this point, I'm just assuming whenever you run into this guy is when you're going to run into trouble. And then even then, like I think he's probably just likely come down, flip previous resistance into support, find where your liquidity is, like where people want to buy, and then you can decide if you're going to double top or lower high or whatever and go down, or continue on. And then all you can really do though is kind of consider, okay, well, if that's the low and that's the mouth, like where could it technically end up? And look at that, it lines up right there with your 1:618 ratio. So I see no reason why same reason here can't be the same reason you also top out there whenever you run into that guy. So that same pocket I was talking about makes this now a valid target whenever it reaches it. So I'm kind of looking at, you were saying that 2.6 was one of your targets, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Is she there?
Goodbye.
Oh yeah, I'm muted. Sorry. Yes, 2.6. Boom, done.
Yeah. So see, exactly. And like now, not only do we have the same target, but we have a relative location. And I would think it's going to be whenever it comes near here, and then probably lined up with this ratio if it doesn't kind of come closer up here first. And you do already
Yeah, I
have
would look for
redrive
some
patterns.
trouble area at
So at this
24.
time, I'd look for either double top with a lower high, or I would just honestly see this thing like do one of like these and then continue on up and just kind of fill in maybe a little wick down here. You got an FVG right there, and then it would just kind of perfectly line up to around, approximately like 886. 886 is fucking where reversals happen to, the reversal number. So you have potential for something like that to occur. And then even if you're just measuring, like we talked about, where this could go, well, what about all this empty gap? Where's that liquidity going to end up? And now we have double confluence showing that even the pooled liquidity here along the way up, whoops, wrong one. It gives you the same extension where we want to end up. So now I have two 2.618s lined up, and then I have a 1.618 lined up here. And so in a weird way, now I can kind of predict where I'm really looking for in the future. And that would be Joan right here, and then this confirms to be remained as probably where we have finality at the 4236 right here. So at least until you decide on how you're going to continue this move or whatever, but usually 4236 is when you have like the multiples all lining up. It's usually also a good sign where you're going to have a different wave like pivot, like whether it's on any given time frame. I've noticed because it's completed its extension,
and that's the 432.
Yeah. So all these kind of confluences and stuff. And how bad can it get? Well, like I said, if we lose this level here and we can't overcome this, and let's say we lose this and we don't find any consolidation like between these areas, you could still have bounces along all those ratios, but it could be as bad as like bringing it all the way down until you reach 1.6, and that would be beautiful actually, because if you hit this 2.618, bingo, I would expect this again. And then that would pin you all the way up to your max extension. But it could do whatever. But I'd be looking for potential like development to say, hey, if it actually does ever, I'm gonna start looking at a play like that, and it would just kind of make sense too, because you do have like this kind of FEG here too that lines up with this ratio. You got a 1.618 and this 2.618, and then I'm betting even if I took out another, yeah, and then as above, so below. So this would literally be this. But in a weird way, oops, let me see. In a weird way, it kind of already is. Like maybe sine waves, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna see if you can pin some circles to it though, and I would just take it from. First thing I would do is take it from
Sonic rings.
Yeah. Let's just go ahead and pin this for the whole thing and square it up with time. And yeah, so this 1.618 ring, or I'm sorry, this should be the 2.618. Let me also show you. Yeah, so this 2.618, that's going to be, that would make sense too if you fell down even earlier into that ratio. And then you could find some kind of like at least something like this again, right? And then that still gets you to that eventual measured move to that target. So I was just like kind of exploring different little things with just some pretty simple little ways of just going, well, what shape is it making, and like you can already see like you have like this clear just it's like exactly cut in half, right? So you can get like different triangles and stuff out of it. And you can even consider as like, oh, well, maybe all of this is like the breakout and it just back tested all of it, and now it's ready to go. Sometimes I'll even take these rings and go into, let me just make another one. And I'll just line it up with the first squared ratio of the entire fib channel. And I try to line them up to 1 and 1 or 1 and zeros, or generally like certain fixed range ratios. And like you are finding like the same areas that are support, cam resistance. And now, if you get accepted in here, I would expect acceleration higher. Invalidation is that fib right there. But otherwise, it's just kind of like rotating around the sun, if you think about it. Like, it's making its journey. And then if you pinned up even some fib spirals from, let's say, like you can find some confluence. Not too much. There probably has to be some kind of harmonic, or maybe even just the fact that, yeah, it's in log, so these things are kind of tough sometimes to use in log, but just basically hitting it off like swing highs and swing lows and finding if there's any extension that lines up with. Usually I'll do this with harmonics, but just wanted to. Yeah. So you are above this crescent right here. could give you a moonshot, or you could write down it. And then let's just say, for example, if I was like trading it, right? If I was like actually trading it, well, I'd want to wait till it actually comes near like the top of these ranges. And now I already gave myself a good target. Like if it shoots above this fib, I would short the shit out of it at this ring, especially at that ratio, right? But if I miss it, then here's my trigger. Is that 236 cross. Anytime it comes back up, it's probably likely to retest this or come up. And you probably have any good shorts above this again. And then even above this ratio here. So get this out of the way. And then this is how you kind of square up some areas. And then based off those ratios, it becomes squared. And then you can just kind of send it back down to where it came from. And then you would see at least a move like that.
That's where that one touch, two touch comes into play that we spoke about earlier. So like squaring up liquidity. Yeah. So if you can master that, or just it's real easy actually. If you can just identify the areas, then yeah, you would be able to see your zones.
And like sometimes you can get some good harmonics that show you exactly like where that liquidity will be squared up.
What do you mean by harmonics?
Let me show you on the Apple chart, or let me show you actually on my QQQ chart. I have so many shit coins. Everyone's like, chart this.
Yo, I swear that introduction that I did was perfect alignment, bro. Money is shit.
Money is shit.
So, I had harmonics are fibs. They are fibs. So all of these different extensions you see with these numbers, these are fibs. Let me put this on the 1 day. Yeah. So these are fibs. So like basically you go from like your point of origin to like your swing high and lows, and you can find where it has like its W patterns, its M patterns, and like different ciphers of the harmonics. And then generally how that works is if you have a valid and completed harmonic, and usually you can find like valid harmonics based off of having proper fibs and fib ratios. And then you can even extend them based off of like ABCD patterns and like how they might act. So example, like this last one here, you have your D point, right? So if you can see how as soon as you got to your D point, you got rejection, but where you faced support was at your B point once you reach that again. So that invalidates the fact that you're going to go lower, and you're actually going to have an implicit move to at the very least, retest D. So you can then decide if that's going to be a rejection, or if you're going to actually continue on and invalidate that D point, and now you have another extension, and that would be this ABCD, where if this holds at the D point, well, that would be my C point as well off this ABCD. And then that leads me to the 1.618, which is the D point right here, and that's at 333. And so just finding a lot of confluence. And then even over here, I had, man, let me actually break out the way I fucking want to show you. This was this different framework I was creating. I want to show you the pictures you can draw that make macro experts look foolish. Let me get it all set up, because it was a lot of different things than what you're seeing here. Okay. Okay. Let me just.
How do you, I gotta figure out how you do that with the boulders.
Oh, just organizing it.
Like turning the stuff on and off, and like
That's the object tree. You could do it right now.
Yeah.
I gotta learn about it. It's called the object tree.
Yeah, on the far right, just scroll all the way down and just click on object tree, and then you could turn them on and off, like the visibility.
Vortex. There we go. There we go.
I don't see the object tree.
Scroll all the way down after the bell. I think there's like a little up and down arrow. And you click on it. Yeah, you'll see it.
Ah, sweet. Heck yeah. Game changer. I've been deleting shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was the original picture I painted. Let me put it on a 3-day. I'm pretty sure I made it on a 3-day. And people are like, "You trade like this?"
Wow,
bro?
that looks beautiful. I just see like musical notes or some shit, yo.
Yeah, here we go.
This is some Mozart shit, right?
And even if so my whole thing with harmonics is there are some rules that you need to apply to them. And this guy Scott Carney is the one who created all this stuff. Some kind of software he has too. But he wrote a lot of presentations and like kind of books on it. So I read some of them, and just because I met some guys who are pretty good, like harmonic kind of analysts, and I think they're good for spot and like relative, like low leverage plays, but I don't think they give you precise entries. But they are pretty good about like finding where pivots and things are. And within the rules, like they go along with some other data with time, right? Because if these are Fibonacci like extensions, then they just have relevance with time as well. So adding another point of data with the regular fibs based off of like the different points in the harmonics can show you where you can find your bounces with the anchor points as well if things get rejected and they go as planned. And part of it is if you get rejected off a D point, well, obviously the B point is where you want to be, but the B point, especially if it lands within your 618 and 0.5 and you hold above your 618, and especially if you reclaim your 786, well, then you're likely to have a bullish impulsive move higher. And everyone and their mother was just shorting the shit out of this thing at 280. And I was just like, this is when I made the chart too. I was like, you guys, I'm going to give you free information on the internet. And everyone instead said I was retarded for thinking this.
Where you posted it on Twitter or what?
Oh yeah, like I'll show you the chart later of this. It looked just like this. And
people said you were crazy.
They were just like, dude, this thing is going at like 200 or something, and I'm like, it could, but
right.
I think you're wrong. I could have been wrong too, but I was at least showing them some actual fucking
data.
Yeah. And so like even it's blowing my expectations. I thought 341 would be kind of more so where we found some kind of top, but either way, based off this fib extension.
Hold on, why'd you write Illuminati 3.3?
333.
You put an Illuminati up there.
And then when we were at 300, everyone else was shorting again, but I'm like, why would you short pi? And why would you short pi above the 1618, which was literally what's been holding us back? And now you're finding confluence above the D point after you retrace 0.5, which is half of this move, And now you're going to say, as long as you square it up at 1 and you hold above the 1618 off of this extension all the way down here off these points of these harmonics, well, you're going to the 2618 and then you're going to go linearly to the 1618 based off the 1, right? So that gives you a ratio of approximately 350. And then I look to see where these rings, pretty good indicator that was your top there, right? So that's why you're probably going to face some kind of rejection or consolidation before higher or coming a little bit lower again. And then let's just say I got rid of the harmonics. Like you still had all this.
I still hear that sound again.
Yeah, me too. You still have
My
all
mic
of this.
is muted, bitches.
Yeah, all this just centrifugal force. Just
You didn't
ready
have to say it like
plow
that.
you, bro. Yeah, just all this centrifugal force, just freaking ready to keep plowing you through it. And I see no reason why you can't actually continue on as long as you can push above these certain areas and actually go to your next 2618 and retest your highs at 400. I think it's likely you might come down and retest 314 to 300 first if you do, but you don't want to break out of this parabola and not get a good bounce for too long. But it is pretty wide. And then if we're looking at the other things I had up before, I can show you how you can take the same trade 2 years later and make the same amount of money at the same point in time, just at a different price. Yeah. Let's go ahead. And like that was my prediction right there from 280 to 341. And I'm like, boom, move complete.
Damn.
Mic drop.
Seriously.
And here, let's go ahead and pull up the other framework. And I think you'll be able to. Oh, I even had this thing on there. I forgot about that. Oh, yeah.
Yo, you'll be playing with all the Gantt tools.
Yeah, and I try to pin them to specific ratios based off of like how it's acted on those same points in time, like with previous liquidity. If I could just figure out where I put those damn lines. There they are. Like, sometimes people make life so hard for themselves, and I don't know why.
I say that all the time.
Like, I don't even know why they were shorting here, dude. Like, that's where you topped. And so maybe it's just as simple as now, you've squared this whole range, and now you're going to deviate the same way you had your overextension. You're going to have your underextension. And then at the very least, what you're going to do is retest the neckline. And if you continue on, I would expect half of this range to be met. And that's exactly what we've done. That's if you're looking at your ranges like that, right? And you're treating this as a big old just deviation based off of what's happened in the past. And not only that, like, look at the symmetry here. Like,
yeah, definitely. I love symmetry.
Like, who the hell is not noticing that that's probably what we're doing? Like, I think it's just because people have a different perspective, or on what or they're taking other people's advice on, like, based on like media or other rationalizations. But if you look at this even way back, dude, way back, like this is where you first ever topped out. That was all the way back in March of 2000. And look, right here, that is where you topped, but you went up and you back tested it. And that was during the COVID crash, or the year of the COVID crash. And look at this. All of this. All of it.
Oh
20
wow.
years. Back tested.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Right there. And we're off.
Wow.
All of it back tested. And did they inject all that money there coincidentally? Maybe. Maybe. But then I look at that as also, okay, well, if that's going to be also where you topped here and then that's where you fell, well, then I would assume if you deviate, you're going to meet the previous top, and it's not going to be here like everyone's expecting, right? By the time you touch that same liquidity, it's at a different point in time, but it is the same liquidity. So now you're flipping that. So now what you've done is you flipped all this now too, twice to confirm. And now you've back tested this if you hold and you reclaim into this range, right? And that's what we're doing. So you literally, this trade from August of 2020, I would expect you're likely seeing the same exact thing play out again. And
So
you're
that's
gonna have
this is
a
basically
double top.
this is basically like squaring up ICT's turtle soup method.
In a way, but I don't think they can always know when it's going to happen relatively, but this gives you a general more framework idea, because even if we get here, it's probably going to be by the end of the year. If you get there sooner, right, then you'll still have validation to see why these ratios will give you trouble. And then where I'm looking at right now is right here. That's where you topped. That was your support. That was your support again. And then it became resistance. So unless you can remain above this approximate area of 340, which is also what I had marked 341, and that's same as pi or phi, right? 341, 314. So as long as you're above there, you can go ahead and continue on. And I would think until you hit this 236, or let alone this guy, that's when you're going to run into trouble. And ultimately, I would want it to be up here. Whenever you run into this, it could be here, it could be later on, who knows. But that's where you're going to probably find some kind of big drawdown again, where you'll have a move likely like that from there. And then that should pin you back into these 300, 330s, 340 areas where you can probably find another continuation higher. But yeah, I think this is already blowing my expectations. Like, I knew, and even you can consider this 236 right there, that cross ratio, right, to be kind of trouble already. Because even if you can see, that was also your support for this top. So it's just kind of interesting when I'm looking at it in the lens of like a big old logarithmic regression chart, right? Let me get rid of that too. And then I would say, okay, well, why did it fall down? Let's see. Oh no, I had something. Here it was. Look at this. if you get above this and you stay above this, I see no reason why we should go back. It's all filled out. Every single range. It's all filled out. There's no more gaps. There's no more inefficiencies. There's nothing that needs to be tested. So why can't we just continue this party on the Valhalla? Unless you enter back into it again, right? Then you can explore some different options. But for now, I mean, like I was saying, you take the same trade twice, right? In this weird sense.
I think I'm lagging.
No, I was doing a bunch of deletion. Think about it like this. If this is the same trade, same measured move, like, I know we don't like to use fractals too specifically, but sometimes, bro, it's like kindergarten. Like,
when you play with
you
your
know what I'm
poop.
And look at that. Up, back test, up, down, you know, go for it. Probably come down again, right? Like we were saying. And then it's the end of the world all over again until it isn't. And then it's the end of the world all over again until it isn't. It's the end of the world all over again until it isn't. And this is how people get left behind, bro.
Absolutely.
But where you can kind of say, hey, maybe that's kind of crazy. Well, I would just go ahead and then consider what's directly right in front of me. So we can say, hey, we flipped this whole liquidity and maybe we actually do see a top relatively, you know, short or shy of the all-time highs. That could kind of pin you in some kind of range, right? Where you could have some kind of down channel again until you creak into this liquidity and then push up. So you could have a double top or something like that too. And even if I, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then now you have your lower high, right? And then that could be very well like something you see. And then everyone's going to be like, where's the falling wedge or whatever? I don't even know. Like something like that. And that would confirm too in a weird way where you get like, you take out all this, get people shaken up, and then you just back test this 1618, which I would consider it already done, right? Like that was squared. So I don't think out of the question. And I also think it would be more tempered if that happened to the point where that just, I don't know. So I just kind of look at sometimes the fractals to explore, well, how does this line up with my thesis, like already? And that one kind of makes more sense to me.
Yeah, well, I appreciate the conversation tonight, guys. I gotta take off.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just rambling now.
No, I learned a lot. I'm going to rewatch a lot of this.
Yeah, I learned a lot too.
Yeah,
I've got
so.
it. My kid's still awake.
Yeah,
It's
1
actually
o'clock.
really late. I'm gonna bounce
Well,
too.
thank
Sorry,
you guys.
for
Well, let's
going
do
on.
the
Yo, we
closure
just rocked it tonight.
before you
That
go.
was awesome.
Yeah.
How can people
Yeah,
find your
Everyone
work?
make sure.
Next is how can people find your work, brother?
Bro, I just got a Twitter and that's about it, dude.
We're underground DJs, yo.
Well,
We ain't got no that.
I put your link last time in one of my last videos because you did have a lot of inspiration for me. Like, you know what I mean? I pick it up. I'm currently like $5,000 up on some paper trading right now because obviously I'm still learning. But these little techniques, they do work. But I don't know about Harry Potter, Sonic 10 NSUP Sheeta B Boo Boom Boom Kapachoo Boom.
We just did some crazy TA on it.
I loved it, man. I loved it.
And that's just the name. Wait till you have to learn about what you need to purchase it. I'm like, what the fuck?
You gotta do some Harry Potter shit, right? Some magic.
You need eat the rat bridge, transferred Uber.
Yeah, you guys. I'm liquidating all of my ETH into Harry Potter.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you need
Oh no.
DCA, gently, people.
seriously.
NFA.
Well, thank you, Duke.
No, you don't.
Doobie, thank you,
You don't
Divine
need to
Vortex.
DCA,
Thank you,
yeah.
Raised by Wolves. I appreciate all of you.
man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just close the recording. We'll keep chit chatting if you want.